Welcome back. It's Sunday, March 19th in the NBA. My four favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, though, a 1-2 day. Telling you the luck's going to bounce our way eventually. That Knicks Nuggets same game parlay ended in the third quarter. Easy winner. But Russell Westbrook, he had 15 PRAs after Q1, and then he did nothing the rest of the game. Ends with 28. And then Buddy Hield had 5 rebounds and assists at halftime, only gets 1 the second half. Either way, I'm telling you guys, the hot streak is starting. The luck's going to bounce our way. Last Sunday, we swept the slate. Let's sweep the slate again today. If you are new, my name's Austin. Welcome to the Call in Our Shot channel. Thank you for spending some time on this Sunday, evening, morning, afternoon. We appreciate you. Go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. Let's get this hot streak started today. We'll start with this guy on my shirt, a guy on the thumbnail, the brow. Anthony Davis over 27.5 points, minus 105 on DraftKings. Now, you can take this at 28.5. Honestly, I think there's a chance AD drops 30, potentially 35, maybe even 40 tonight. Now, if you didn't watch last game versus the Dallas Mavericks, let me recap it for you. Well, AD tried to help on Kyrie Irving driving. He left Maxi Kleber wide open. Kleber hit a three-pointer. The Lakers lost by 1. Not only that, in the closing moments, AD missed a free throw, which would have put them up by more points. And also, well, he fouled the guy on a three-pointer at the end of the game. So AD kind of sold the game, and he even took blame. He talked to his teammates, took all blame in the press, said, that loss is on me. And I think he has to step up today in a must-win game versus the Magic. The Lakers have dropped out of the play-in games. They're now, I think the 11, 12 seed, 13 seed. But look, they got to come out here and win this game. And I think they can win this against the Magic, who have been a tough team. But let's talk about the Magic, though. Since the All-Star break, what have they not been tough at? Stopping people in the rim. They've allowed the most or the highest field goal percentage in the restricted area. That's right near the rim. And I think AD is going to do a lot of his work down there in the paint. And AD last game against the Mavericks only scored 26 points. Look, if you look at that game, he had 20 points in the first and the fourth quarter. The other 2 quarters, he scored 6 points. There's the APB out for him. You couldn't find him. I think he steps up today, at least scores some in the second and third quarter. We know this Lakers team, without LeBron James, with really only D'Angelo Russell in the starting lineup, they need Anthony Davis out there to score some points. I think he's going to be aggressive, attack the hoop. I mean, over the last 9 games, most of them, I think all without LeBron, he's averaged 27.9 points per game right at this line, hitting the over in 6 of 9 games. Now, that number at points per game average, heavily lowered by a game against the Raptors when I don't even think he broke 10 points, but against the Knicks, too, he went under. Against the Mavericks last game when he went under. Now, the Knicks and Raptors, 2 very tough defenses. Should have went over against the Mavericks, but obviously, like I said, didn't do anything in the second and third quarter. I don't think that happens today. I think to get the ball to Davis early and often, the Magic can't stop him. Their second unit can't stop him. I think Anthony Davis is a big night. Played all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter last game. Look, we know AD can go out there and score 20 points in a quarter if he gets going. He get to the free throw line. I love Anthony Davis. Love him in a step up, bounce back spot for him because he's stuck. Kind of sold the game last game like I talked about. I think he plays really well today. I think he's over 27.5 points, minus 105 on DraftKings. Now, for my second play, arguably one of my favorite players to watch in the league, and a guy that was the front runner for MVP and is not anymore. It's Nikola Jokic, over 37.5 points plus rebounds, minus 115 on Bet365. Now, personally, if you only have a PRA line, I don't love his assists, but obviously we know Jokic can go out there and grab 15 assists. Just doesn't get as many assists on the road. Now, you can take this at 38.5, and honestly, I think it's 40 or bust for Jokic. I think he easily gets 40, or he doesn't get close to it. He ends with like 32 or less than that. Now, my favorite individual line is obviously going to be his points line, but let's talk about Jokic today, as him and the Nuggets are on a back-to-back taking on the Nets. Now, you could argue a back-to-back, he might see less minutes, but like if Jokic is out there, he's going to play his normal minutes. This is a Nuggets team that is only 3.5 games above the Grizzlies and the Kings for this number 1 seed in the conference. They really haven't played well as of late. And Jokic, like I sauld, he was the front runner easily for MVP. Now Joel Embiid hasn't replaced him. And while I don't necessarily think Jokic cares a whole lot about winning the MVP, I think he still, would like to win the award. And at the end of the day, I think this Nets team is great at playing defense, especially on the perimeter. Now, Jamal Murray, he might not even play today. Aaron Gordon, you don't know about that guy. If the guys are going to rest for the Nuggets, probably those 2 guys and not Jokic, who's been really healthy, knock on wood, all year long. And we've seen Jokic kind of turning up his scoring and really just doing everything over the last 5 games. He's had 48, 55, 36, 40, and 34 points plus rebounds, going over in 3 of 5. I mean, he ended out on the hook or just a bucket below 36. One of those games, 34 in another, and he's attempted 24, 23, 13, 18, and 18 field goal attempts. Look, if Jokic is getting us 18 field goal attempts, I will live with this bet any single night because he can easily go out there and drop 35 points, make this a no-sweat bet. But we've seen opposing centers do really well against this Nets team because, like I said, Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, great perimeter defenders. However, how you beat them is in the paint. Nicholas Claxton, a decent defender in his own regard, but you can get some offensive rebounds against him. He might foul you too. And we just saw the Nets and Nuggets play exactly last Sunday. Well, Jokic, 35 points, 20 rebounds. That's 55. We don't need 55 points plus rebounds. I won't complain if he does that today. But like I said, you've seen centers destroy this Nets team. The last 3 centers to face them, well, Rudy Gobert had 39 points plus rebounds. Jokic, 55. Domantas Sabonis, 45. So we've seen centers put up big rebounding numbers against this team, but also score a lot of points. In fact, the Nets have the second best defensive rating over the last 10 games, but have allowed 8th most points per game in the paint. They don't really let you make a lot of threes. Your guards like Jamal Murray, probably don't expect him to have a big day. I think Jokic takes advantage in the paint. Coming off a loss yesterday, he should play his normal minutes today, 35, 36 minutes. I think Jokic has a big night. We'll ride with him. He's been shooting a lot. We'll take his over, 37.5 points plus rebounds. Like I said, you can take it at 38.5. I think he's either going to crush this line or he's not going to hit it either way. So I don't think the line movement will play a big deal here. We'll ride with the Joker. Now my third and fourth plays, we got a bankroll builder. And we got a half unit, but a good value play. And we'll start with the bankroll builder, which have been hot recently. We'll go Suns versus Thunder, same game parlay. It's 4 legs, and here are the 4 legs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 plus points. Josh Giddey, 10 plus points and 6 plus rebounds. And then Chris Paul, 10 plus points. Now, Josh Giddey, I know he's sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, but it was his assists last time that screwed him. It wasn't points and rebounds, and I can count on him to get the points and rebounds. The assists, he's counting on other guys to knock down shots, and I don't want to do that. Now, for the DraftKings people out there that might only have Giddey for 12 plus points, fine with that. That has my approval. If you want, I probably wouldn't take Giddey at 7, maybe 8 rebounds. I would like to get that 6 number or go lower to 5. And if you need an additional, I didn't hate Devin Booker, 25 points, but I don't want to pay minus 700, minus 800 for a guy to score 25. That just feels wrong unless it's Joel Embiid. So, and I'd rather go with these 4 guys for plus 105 on FanDuel, a 4-leg same game parlay. Let's dive into why we like exactly each of these legs. Now, SGA has been a bucket all year long. Had 25 plus points in 20 of his last 25, had 25 in 8 of his last 9 home games, and his last 2 against the Suns, 29 and 32 points. They don't have Mikal Bridges. Josh Okogie, pretty decent defender. So is Torrey Craig, but without DeAndre Ayton down below, I really do think SGA should be able to get wherever he wants and should be able to score at will against this team. 25 is not asking, it's asking for a lot from a guy, but he's been so good. He's going to play a lot of minutes. It should be a close game. I like SGA to get his 25 points. Now, as for Josh Giddey, let's talk about him. 10 plus points in 23 of his last 25, and he's had a 6 plus rebounds in 22 of his last 25. So been very consistent getting the boards, getting the points, and he does even better with SGA out there. He's had 10 points and 6 rebounds, both in 21 of his last 25. So he's been really consistent. I don't necessarily know if he hits his regular over in points or rebounds, but I love him to combo 10 and 6. I think he can get that done. And then CP3, you could argue he's a sketchy leg, but 10 plus points in 7 straight games. It's sometimes a sketchy, ends with 11, but all we need is 10. And he's done it in 19 of his last 25. Like I said, no DeAndre Ayton, so maybe he sees some more shot attempts, but 10 plus in 8 of his last, in 8 straight versus OKC, all of those being with Phoenix. And like I said, CP3 is going to avoid the Lou Dort shadow. He's going to be on Devin Booker. So I think without Ayton, CP3 is going to get to his spots, probably not pass as often to a guy like Bismack Biyombo or Jock Lawndale going into the paint. I think he'll have his open looks. He'll shoot him. We just need to knock him down, and I think he certainly can. All these 4 legs that get us plus 105. I'll take a chance on it. We'll just put 1 unit on it, but we've been really good at these bankroll builders, and I'll let you know in a spoiler. The ladder challenge might return tomorrow. You guys love it. I love doing it. It's fun. It's something fun to root for every single night. It's only $10, so if $10 is a lot to you, probably lower it down to $1 or something like that. But either way, ladder challenge probably back tomorrow. As for today, we're out with these 4 fellas, 3 fellas to all get it done. 4 legs plus 105, 1 unit. We'll take that. Now, my fourth and final play is only a half unit play. If you're not sure what units are, just a bankroll management term. Normally, a unit is 1 to 2% of your bankroll, and I recommend just putting a half unit on this one. Now, it's Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets to record a double-double, currently plus 225 on DraftKings, and also the same value on Bet365. Now, if you need a pivot, you don't have a double-double, take his over and assist at 8.5. You should have plus value. Hopefully it stays at 8.5. If it goes to 9.5, you can take that there. Because to record a double-double, well, Dinwiddie's going to need 10 points and going to need 10 assists. If he wants to get me 10 rebounds, look, Dinwiddie, I'll be so proud of you. I'll buy a shirt for you. But I don't expect that to happen, and Dinwiddie's probably going to need 10 points and 10 assists. Now, over the last 10 games, we've seen Dinwiddie have 10 plus points in all 10. So he should easily get the points. If it's the points that screw us today, well, I'll just chalk it up to the game. That would just be a bad beat. But for the assists, 9.1 assists per game, 15.6 potential assists. So it's been really good. 15.6 potential assists, the most on the team, 10 more than anyone else in the starting lineup. And Dinwiddie recorded 10 plus assists and gotten the double-double in 4 of his last 10 games, including 3 of his last 4. Now, last game versus Sacramento, a lot of people were on the double-double, just didn't get it done, only had 7 assists, had 12 potential, but that was also a Nets game that they only scored 96 points. They didn't shoot well from the field. But today they're looking at a team total at 114.5. So they got a high team total. They got a high. This is going to be a fast-paced game against the Nuggets. And this is a matchup that we already have used Spencer Dinwiddie in before. In fact, last Sunday, flashback to last Sunday, we took Dinwiddie's over in points plus assists. Easily got it done at 15 points and 16 assists. All we need is 10 and 10 today. We're getting great value here. Now, over the last 7 games, the Nuggets allowed the second most assists per game to opposing point guards, hence why we were on Dinwiddie last time they played each other. And we saw, despite only 7 assists last game, Dinwiddie still had 64 passes. Over this last 10-game stretch, he's averaged 60 passes. So he still had the passes. His teammates just weren't shooting shots. The Kings were running out on the defenders, making guys drive and not count for assists. I think we'll see a guy like Claxton potentially get him some more assists. I think this is a fast-paced game. You can beat the Nuggets on the interior. I think Dinwiddie's driving condition to other teammates should get us 10 points. We'll take the long shot at 10 plus assists. I think he can get that done. Plus 225. Hey, fine. I'll take a shot at it. So those are my 4 favorite plays of the day. Riding with AD, riding with Jokic, riding with that same game parlay, riding with Dinwiddie for just a half unit. We're resting 3.5 units. Hopefully a big day is in store, a 4-0 day. I will again see you guys back again tomorrow. Monday, hopefully bring the broom. Hopefully at least the 3-1 day. I'll see you guys then. Have a great Sunday. Great rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys back again Monday morning. Peace out.